ABC 27 is honoring Black history with a look at those who are inspiring and empowering others. A group of mid-state teenagers is working together to share the stories of those who have been forgotten. Alton Northup talked to them about how they're making sure those who were enslaved are remembered in the future.
There's no shortage of history in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, one of the nation's oldest inland cities. It was once the United States capital for a single day. And Edward Hand, an Irish immigrant turned Revolutionary War general, called the city home. Today, visitors can learn about his political career and his service to George Washington at his former mansion, historic Rockford. It's a life many people in Lancaster know well.
The Revolutionary War broke out, and he joined up and left his bride behind and was with the army until the very end. In fact, he was increased in rank to the point where he was adjutant general, and he was a brigadier general and was there at Yorktown for the final battles of the Revolution.
But there's another part to Hand's story.
During that time, his wife was at home in Lancaster, and in order to help her manage the house and the children that came about, he enslaved several people.
4 people, to be exact: Susan, Bet, Robert, and Frank. What historic Rockford knows about them today comes from deeds, property lists, and runaway slave ads.
This, for example, is a runaway ad that was placed in the Lancaster Intelligencer.
So they reached out to McCaskey High School history teacher Dr. Todd Mealy and his students for help.
One of the special things is that students have been able to do work that's beyond, hey, write down this material, you're going to be tested on this in a couple weeks. Instead, we're saying to the students, we want you to invest and take a keen interest in researching people that lived in your community.
Using the documents from historic Rockford, students worked in groups to make profiles of the people enslaved by hand.
We kind of had to think of it like, and critical think of what he would be like as a person. Since there is so much recorded about white people or like white citizens in the past, like their diary entries or pictures or paintings of them, but for Black Americans or African Americans, there's not really much except for like they're seen as a number on a page.
Looking at the runaway documents, I was like, wow, this is like an actual person.
They also visited Rockford to walk the grounds where Frank worked as a carriage driver and to see the cabin he lived in on the outskirts of the property.
We figured out who he was, how he looked like. He was in his 30s, he was an older man, and the runaway ad, like he was able to run away, so we figured out like his clothing, nice shoes, a nice hat.
The students were so inspired by his story, they made a documentary about it. And to keep the memory of Frank alive, they placed a witness stone into the ground, proclaiming his name and that he was enslaved there.
It's like they're a stepping stone, so like we place them in the stones like people are walking because they also walk those same streets.
For ABC 27 News, I'm Alton Northup.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27, and we're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the home page, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.